The RSQ3 and the 2022 Audi RSQ8 are the only other Audi SUVs to have the coveted RS badge. It is located above the twin-turbo diesel V8 SQ8 at the very top of the Q8 tree. It's now the most expensive SUV produced by Audi. This car is a bravo to Audi's engineers for steering clear of the same mistakes that BMW and Mercedes-Benz made. Though more appealing than their hunchbacked German counterparts, Audi's Q8 Sportback and Q5 Sportback. The Q8 is more than just a more streamlined Q7, so what features does it offer, and what makes it different from other Audis? The RSQ8 has good lines and a general profile that is reminiscent of its Lamborghini Urus relative. It looks terrific with clean geometric lines, softly bulging hips, and a stylish full-width lighting feature down back. It looks better than a BMW X6 and far superior to the ungainly Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupe. It is further boosted in RSQ8 form by gigantic concept car-sized 23-inch alloy wheels that manage to appear cool. Performance-enhancing features include active roll stabilization, adaptive air suspension, four-wheel steering, and the Quattro Sport differential, which has a sport differential on the rear and in addition to a self-locking center differential. Several design options are offered, as well as the RS Dynamic Package Plus, which includes ceramic brakes and a peak speed of 305 km/h, a massaging driver's seat, an Alcantara headlining, and a 23-speaker 1920-watt Bang & Olufsen sound system are included in the optional sensory package. The safety of the Audi RSQ8, like the SQ8, the RSQ8 doesn't technically have an ANCAP rating. However, the Q8, upon which they are built, has received a 5-star rating after being tested in 2018. The Q8 received scores of 93% for protecting adult occupants, 88% for protecting children, 71% for vulnerable road users, and 75% for safety assistance. Now, you might be wondering, what's the interior of the Audi RSQ8 like? Although the RSQ8's cabin is aesthetically attractive, Audi's interior design language may be conservative. The Q7 is far more similar inside than outside, but that's not always a negative thing. The center console, armrests, and dashboard of the RSQ8 are covered in Nappa leather as part of the extended leather package, which is a standard fit. Although there is a lot of smudge-attractive gloss black trim used, the workmanship is exquisite and is improved by the ambient lighting strips. Numerous color options are available, and the ambient lighting is divided into two distinct levels, primary and contours, that lets you exhibit two different colors at once. Except for smartphone mirroring, the touchscreen features genuine haptic feedback, and everything seems clear and high resolution. At this pricing point, the inclusion of cameras isn't standard. Moreover, the camera system has a unique 3D option that lets you rotate the car's representation to observe the area around you. A second touchscreen for the temperature controls is located underneath the main touchscreen. While there is nothing wrong with traditional buttons and knobs, the system is functional and attractive as well. Many interior components of the RSQ8 may be found in Audis that cost tens of thousands less. Some people may decry the virtual cockpit's use in the RSQ8, where it most resembles that of lower-end Audi vehicles. However, in my opinion, regardless of price, this is still one of the greatest digital instrument clusters available. A sportier instrument layout with more information, including a G-force meter, is also brought by the selectable RS modes. The steering wheel controls, which have a clickety-clack sound and should be more delightfully damped, are less appealing. Although we are happy to see the plastic wonderful drive mode selector in many Audis, it has been replaced by two on-screen buttons that are as tiny and difficult to operate. Interestingly, there is no center control trash can at all. Instead, when you open the cushion top, you'll discover a wireless charging pad, a tiny storage compartment, and USB ports. On the center console, there are two cup holders. The second row of the RSQ8 boasts comfy seats similar to those in the front row and enough head and legroom despite having a sportier roofline than the boxy Q7. There are two USB-A plugs, a 12-volt outlet, and a tiny screen that rear seat passengers may use to change the temperature control settings. Moreover, there is a roomy cargo space when the tailgate is opened. The RSQ8 also has a 605-litre trunk, which can be expanded to 1,755 litres by folding the back bench. The build quality is generally good, however the panoramic sunroof is a problem for some. The glass can occasionally vibrate, especially on uneven surfaces. The twin-turbocharged 4-litre petrol V8 engine that powers the Audi R6 and RS7 also powers the RSQ8. It has a 0 to 100 km/h split of 3.8 seconds and delivers 441 kilowatts of power at 6,000 RPM and 800 Nm of torque between 2,200 and 4,000 RPM. For comparison, BMW X6M generates 460 kilowatts at 750 Nm, while an AMG GLE 63 generates 450 kilowatts and 850 Nm. Given its 50% greater price, the Lamborghini Urus produces 478 kilowatts and 850 Nm of torque, which is not a significant difference. How something with such massive wheels and low-profile tires can ride so nicely is amazing. That can be attributed to the adaptive air suspension, which offers a staggering amount of adjustment. Even in dynamic mode, the RSQ8's ride doesn't have a bustling, terse feel. Rather, it is choppier due to a series of bumps and ruts on a particularly rough urban or country road. The sound section is one area where the RSQ8 falls short. Like so many other automakers, it is constrained by European noise and pollution requirements. The delicious metallic sound is only completely released with a solid push of the accelerator. Nevertheless, folks watching from outside the RSQ8 will always remark on how beautiful it sounds. The RSQ8's remarkably low noise level is both good and bad news. The bad news is that you cannot experience the gorgeous, throbbing, rumbling engine and exhaust sound that you might anticipate from a car bearing the RS label. Stunningly, this SUV weighs 2,535 kilograms and is 5 meters long, and the Audi can never completely hide its bulk. Nevertheless, with its well-weighted steering and supple ride, it manages to operate with an ease that makes it a surprisingly comfortable car for the private school commute. The reduced dynamic setting is useful on twisted roads because it keeps the vehicle firmly planted and nearly eliminates body roll. Moreover, active roll stabilization and four-wheel steering deserve praise for giving this large SUV the impression of being more maneuverable than it actually is. You won't even bother to use the paddle shifters since the 8-speed automated gearbox and twin-turbo V8 just keep pulling and pulling. It seldom retains a gear for longer than necessary, even in dynamic mode. When you switch it back to comfort mode, the vehicle loses any sharpness and seems almost gently tranquilized. But if you're simply driving about town, it's enjoyable, with a cushy ride that prevents you from feeling too floaty and a milder throttle response. When it comes to the price, its price tag is at a whopping $213,900 before taxes, compared to the RS6 Avant, which costs $221,400, and the RS7 Sportback, which costs $229,400. It is actually a little less expensive. However, there aren't many Audis that cost as much as this one. Well, the RSQ8 may not live up to your expectations for a vehicle with the RS logo from Audi, but that doesn't make it a disappointment. Instead, this is a cozy, opulent SUV with a fantastic engine and a ton of dynamic ability. Anyway, what do you think of the RSQ8's design? Does it deserve the RS logo from Audi? That's all from this video. See you in the next one.